up, everyone? Welcome back to the Break Zone. I'm JT. We're here covering live the Meta Potion Circuit from Fresno, California, NorCal event number 2 here at Crazy Squirrel Games. All right, this is the cream of the crop. This is the top 4 cut. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the 4 players battling out for the Grand Championship. On the next match right here, we're going to take a look at the 1-4 match. So let's go ahead and jump in and see how the players are ready to start and whether or not they're going to get going. All right, on our left we have JT and on our right we have Sean. Again, this is the top 4 cut here at the Meta Potion Circuit, NorCal event number 2 at Fresno, California, and Crazy Squirrel Game Store. Players are ready to go. The winner of this match is going to go on to play the other match winners in the grand finals. All right, players, here we go. Looks like both players are keeping. JT's going to start first. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today on our stream as we cover the Meta Potion Circuit, NorCal event number 2 here at Crazy Squirrel. Before we go any further, I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Ward and Jacob Parnell for throwing a fantastic event. Everyone here at Crazy Squirrel staff has been amazing. All right, looks like JT's going to start off with a Black Mage play. Sean goes and draws. Sean discards a Moogle, a 7-drop Odin. He's going to go ahead and play the Marrow Web. It's going to let him draw 2 cards and discard a card. It's a great card if you need to cycle through some cards that you don't quite need. He's going to go ahead and drop the 2-drop Earth Dark Knight. Does he have any more plays here? Goes ahead and passes his turn. JT draws his cards. Let's see what he does here. It's like he's dropping a Mateus to play a Jill. Unfortunately, there's no forwards out, so he's not going to get a value out of that EX burst. Does he have another play here? Nope, he doesn't pass his turn. Sean draws his cards. No, he has it. All right, Sean pitches a Warrior Light into a Tifa. Tifa has haste. He's going to swing. It's going to go through, and he's on the board. Sean draws first blood here in this best of 3 match at the top 4 with the haste Tifa. Passes his turn. JT draws his cards. Is he going to be able to combat that Tifa? It's not very big. That haste comes in. For the most part, if you're going to drop a 2-drop Tifa, get a hit in, you've gotten all the value you want out of it. Anything after that is more or less icing on the cake. JT looks like he's going to pitch a Seymour. Dueling the Jill to bring in a Fusura. He's going to target the Tifa and blast her to the break zone. Strong play there, adding yourself another backup, getting rid of a forward. JT's got a good backup line going here. He's got 3 to Sean's 1. Again, we've seen it time and time again. As we move on to the mid game, having backups, being more efficient, being much more efficient with your resource management allows you to have more ability to play different cards. Sean pitches 3 cards and drops a Golbez. It's still a 9k body. Is JT going to deal with that? Don't know if you want to break it now. He's already down a point. Can he actually risk breaking it and letting those forwards come out? Is that a right move, or is he going to try to race on the damage points? Let's see what JT does here. I think at any point in time, you do not, especially early game, you do not want to see a Golbez on the playfield, and you definitely don't want to see a Golbez in the break zone. JT looks through his cards and see what he has. Looks like he's got a play here. He pitches the Fusoya. Those 2 more. He's going to play the Gilgamesh. Passes his turn. Sean draws 2 cards. Let's see what Sean does with this Golbez. We've seen it before. Golbez in this tournament has been prevalent. He's going to swing with the Golbez. It's a 9,000 forward. He's just going to do a quick chump block, not breaking the Golbez. And Sean passes his turn. JT's going to have to ask for that Golbez immediately, either by hopefully incapacitating it or somehow getting rid of it without it going to the break zone.
Yeah, I needed the Leviathan or Panther or something. I'll play second.
Pitches the Gilgamesh to bring out an Amon. He's going to fanfare. Wow, before the end of the turn. That's a great move on Sean's end. When he passes priority, he's going to get rid of both forwards. He's going to be able to crack his Golbez, go into his turn, and immediately start attacking with them. Strong play on Sean's end. He's able to clear out any defenses and bring out and flood the board with four forwards. It's a really strong play on Sean's end. He finishes grabbing his 4. Looks like he grabs the Warrior of Light, the Zidane, Onion Knight, and Mime. He's looking at an empty playfield right now, and JT's got 2 of his backups doled with a Black Mage activated. He's going to go ahead and swing for a point of damage there, flipping over a White Tiger I see. Just no help on the EX burst. He's going to swing again into a Zalbag, nothing there for him, to an Onion Knight, and finally with the Zidane, putting JT at 5 points of damage. JT's got to have some answer for these forwards, otherwise he's looking at Fatal in the next turn. Sean takes a look at the damage zone to see what cards have been played. JT pitches the White Tiger, plays into a Zalera. Oh my gosh, that Zalera is going to wipe Sean's entire board. That's the only play he had to make, and that's the only play he made, and it is a lifesaver. That is a fantastic Zalera. It hits all prime number costs forwards, 2 being one of them, and it just wipes that board. Hopefully he can stabilize the field right now. He is still looking at 5 points of damage, so he doesn't have any leeway in terms of taking any more damage. He needs to establish the board presence right now. If not, he might be looking at another quick Tifa perhaps, or something else. We've seen Sean play those cards before. He can put damage up quickly, so passes his turn, and Sean draws. Let's see what Sean has to play. He does have a full set of cards in his hand. He's going to pitch the Renoa to play a Renoa. He's going to pitch the Zidane to play a Cosmos. Any deck that's playing Golbez, having a Cosmos in your backup line is a godsend. That means every card that you draw is playable. So, good play by Sean here. Bring the Alcid. Gonna choose the Renoa, and it's going to Onion Knight. Choose the Renoa. Both of those guys get tapped because Renoa doled, because Renoa goes into the break zone. Sean's done a good job of getting some advantage back on the playfield. JT's done some good job getting some advantage back on the playfield. Sean plays into a Squall. That is a good play right now. It's going to decimate both of those guys when he attacks or he blocks. I like that play. Legendary Squall is one of my favorite cards, especially against an Al Cid. After the Al Cid's been played, it's going to be able to deal with both of those forwards at the same time. JT plays into a Amon, dueling the Squall, flipping over a Famfrit. Sean chooses not to activate the Famfrit. Attacks again, putting Sean at 2 points of damage. JT is on the board with 2 points of damage. Looks like Sean's got a play in mind here. He's going to use the Cosmos. He's going to play his Amon, which is going to dull that. He's going to swing with the Squall, putting JT at 6 points of damage, 1 point away from Fatal. JT needs to be very careful about how he's going to attack. He can't overextend here, and if he does, he needs to have an answer on the backswing. Let's see what JT does here. He's looking at 6 points of damage. Sean got a point of damage in on the last turn, which is great. That's after the overextension on the 2 points. JT plays into his Sephiroth. Is he going to try to get some more damage on? He's contemplating about entering the attack phase right here. He's played it his first Sephiroth in his main phase 1. Is he going to attack? Is he going to put the pressure on? Try to get some points on the board. Hopefully forcing Sean into a situation where he doesn't want to be in. Sean's definitely in the driver's seat of this match right now, seeing that JT has 6 points of damage. JT has to be very, very careful about how he does this attack. He's going to pass his turn without doing any attack. This gives Sean an opportunity to continue equalizing the board state. Let's see what he does here. Duels his Mirror Web.
What's happening? What's going on? Probably. That's usually what happens. We got Ronald up here.
He's going to Leviathan the Amon. JT did not activate the Amon as a response. He's going to pitch the Moogle. He's going to Leviathan the... Oh, and that... He's going to enter the attack phase with Squall. He has to block here, and Squall is going to take out... He has to, or he's going to lose. When he does block, I believe Squall is going to take out both of those guys. Yeah, so we have a question about Squall. Sean was unaware that Squall does the additional damage on top of the combat damage. Right. So a slight misplay there, but both 4s on JT's end are gone. So JT's still looking at 6 points of damage there. He needs a direct answer now. He's going to Zalera to get rid of the Squall there. Does he have an answer for that Amon? He's going to bring out his Sephiroth here. Let's see. He's going to pitch to Shulky. That is going to bring the Yuna out. It's going to bounce his Sephiroth back to his hand. And he's going to swing in for the match. So, there we go. We have Sean taking down the first match in this best of 3 in the top 4. It's a good, strong match being played by both players. Sean came out quick with the Golbez, put a lot of damage out really early. Really put JT on the back end there. Caught a bit of a break when Sean didn't activate the Squall ability that would have ended the game on that turn. However, both players playing very, very strong there. We see a lot of back and forth trying to wrestle the board state around. Very, very strong Zalera. That Zalera came in at the exact time that he needed to. Definitely let JT have some breathing space. Unfortunately, JT was already so far behind in damage. And that Zalera, while it did come in and wipe the board and saved him the match, came in a little too late. Sean expertly played the Famfrit on JT's turn so that his forwards, when they got fetched after breaking the Golbez, was able to attack. Well played Golbez right there. Again, we see the power of Golbez and the fact that you just cannot sleep on this card or the decks that are built around this card. It is constantly a threat in every single event here, especially because of the fact that it's just cards like Famfrit and Odin's and whatnot. 7-drop Odin's, just fast ways to get rid of your own forward. You really need to respect that Golbez play. Overall, strong play on both ends. We'll see how game 2 goes. It's looking like a good one. Both players are shuffling, and we'll get started on this next game in the best of 3 here in the top 4. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here at the Break Zone as we give you live coverage of Meta Potion Cicuit NorCal event number 2 here in Fresno, California at Crazy Squirrel Game Store. I'd like to thank Jennifer Ward and Jacob Parnell and all the staff here at Crazy Squirrel who have thrown an amazing event for us here. It's been fast, it's been efficient, it's been well run. My hat's off to them. And another shout out to Meta Potion's staff for organizing these events. Matthew Okimoto, you've done a great job wrangling everybody in. All the players appreciate it, so shout out to them. And here we go. In game 2 of this best of 3 top 4, Sean decides to mulligan. It looks like JT's keeping, and we're off. Let's see how this game unfolds. Is JT going to have an answer for that Golbez? Is JT going to get off to a faster start to combat that Golbez? Is Sean going to still be able to use that Golbez in a way that we've seen him use it all day? Let's see what happens here. Looks like JT's first act. He's thinking about what his first play is going to be. He's pitching the Black Mage to play a Red Mage and passes his turn. Sean draws his cards. Pitches a Yuna to play an Artemisian, allowing him to put cards at the bottom of his deck and draw that many cards off the top. So it's a great way to cycle cards that you don't like. You always like seeing an Artemisian if you mulligan and you didn't like the hand. He does it for 1. See what he draws. Passes his turn. Looks like JT's up next to act. I always find that when you go up against a Bez deck, there's a critical point in time when that Bez hits the floor, and you need to put the opponent at a position where breaking that Bez is going to cause them to lose the game. Usually that doesn't happen because breaking gives you 4 new 4s. However, if you get a chance to do something that breaking it causes the opponent to bring out forwards that they don't necessarily want, or they don't have any more forwards to get, that's something that you want to take into account. So JT plays into a Gramis, looking for a forward. He's going to grab the Al Cid. JT shuffles his deck, and let's see what his next play is here as he continues in his main phase. Let's see if he continues to play his main phase, or is he going to pass his turn here? Goes and passes turn. Sean draws. Let's see if he has any plays here that he wants to make.
I figured you had the Goliath, but I didn't have an answer for it. So.
I was trying to figure out how to get around Steiner, because like, I'm just going to block Renault Steiner, not killing her, and they can't duel. And it's like,
All right. Sean plays into the Moogle. He's going to let him draw some cards and discard.
It is the best opening hand.
well, your deck is almost exactly like that. And I did that against one.
Let's see. Sean's going to pitch a Leviathan
The Famfrit or the Leviathan?
after as his card that he's pitching for Moogle.
And I have one guy in the field and one guy in my hand. And
He's going to pitch to Famfrit and Renoa to play a Merylweb. It's going to let him draw 2 and discard a card.
yeah, both games I open with Squall.
He's going to pitch to Shelky to finish off the Merylweb. Does he have any more? Is he going to continue playing his main phase? He's going to go ahead and pass his turn here.
It was a little too late, though. I needed one more thing.
You were winning there, like when you were at 6, you got 5 forwards on the board.
All right, JT plays into the Sephiroth.
I figured he had the Goliath. Like, the only thing that saves him is Goliath. He wouldn't swing Renault otherwise. So.
All right, we see Sean taking his turn. JT just played his Sephiroth.
What I wanted was a walker.
Does he have an answer here?
But like, she just sits out. She's 1,000. I'll play my ice deck against it. Yeah.
Okay, looks like he has a play he wants to do. Not quite sure if he's doing it. He needs. It's okay for him to take a few points of damage off that Sephiroth. It's still early in the game. So long as he moves closer towards where he wants to be mid-game. All right, he's got a play in mind. He's going to go ahead and play the Cosmos. Again, a Cosmos inside a Golbez deck is always a welcome sign. There's going to be a lot of cards that you can play, a lot of less dead cards. Every card you can play is something. Takes a point of damage, and JT's on the board. And passes his turn after his attack phase. Let's see what Sean's working on his backup game, which is great. It's really going to give him a lot more opportunity to do some things.
Well, I always see the Final Fantasy sleeves. I'm like,
oh, Golbez comes in. Okay, now he passes his turn.
and 9's my favorite game.
Sean's got a lot of cards in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, I played 7, and it's my favorite. I like
He's going to pitch the Odin
9, 10, 12.
to play into a Geist.
I was raised on 8 and 9.
Wow, this is going to be, if I see where this is going, this is going to be an interesting play here. Play guys into a Shulk, into a Warrior of Light. So now he has to finish the guy's ability. Let's go ahead and take a look at Geist, everyone, so that people can see what they're doing here.
No, my main issue is with 7, it takes several different games to flush it.
Wow, that is strong play on Sean's end. It's good Geist play. I like it.
Yeah, because it wasn't Cloud, it was Vincent. The good character from 7. I just said the good character from 7. Not Mr. I'm depressed. My girlfriend got stabbed. I couldn't do shit. I don't know what they try and make him be. He's whatever he wants to be. I mean, Advent Children was good until you realize it's 7 all over again where he's like, oh, my friends don't like me. I'm gonna go hide away. Don't mind me. My name's Thor.
Alright, so he passes the turn. Looks like JT's going to go ahead and play that Gilgamesh. I really like that play at Sean's end. That Geist into the Shulky into the Warrior of Light is a super strong play right there. So as you know, when Geist enters the field, you may play a forward of any element except water for 3 or less from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards and then discard 2 cards from your hand. He was able to use that to play the Shulky into the Warrior of Light, draw 2 and discard 2. He's able to cycle and get forwards out in the build. But JT counters with another strong play, the Alstead into the Onion Knight, getting rid of the Shulky, leaving him with the Geist, still an 8,000 forward, and the War of Light. It's going to attack with the Sephiroth. Sean takes that damage.
I'm gonna go first. No. Yeah.
It's going to block with the Warrior of Light. I was going to ping the Warrior. Oh, so Sean's looking at a really rough board state right now. Let's see what he can do here. The Alstead Onion Knight combo really hit him hard. The Gilgamesh attacking, blocking, and trading with the Warrior of Light. That's fine on JT's end. He's winning the forward race. Let's see. Looks like Sean's got a play in mind right here. That's okay. It's only 2 points of damage. It's not too bad right now. He's going to pitch that, and he's going to play the Golbez. Right at this point, the time clock is ticking. JT's already played a lot of his removal cards. Let's see if he can answer that Golbez if he wants to. He doesn't want to attack into it. He's going to lose his forwards, and he's going to need that if the Golbez eventually breaks. He's going to play into Amon. He's going to dole the Golbez there. He's going to swing with the Sephiroth. Sean takes that point of damage.
I squall Laguna something. Yeah, and then I went on turn 4.
Is JT going to continue attack? Nope, he's passing his turn. Let's see what Sean's going to do here. Okay, looks like Sean's going to go ahead and he has a play in mind. He's going to pitch to the Geomancer. He's playing the Amon. Is he going to dole the other Amon? Is he going to continue with this pressure? He's going to swing with the Gis. He's going to block with the Onion Knight. That's good. You want, at this point, you want to control the board a little bit more than it's. You don't want it to get away from you. You know, I like that. I would have taken that point of damage and gotten back on the backswing.
You guys have any tricks?
Let's see what JT's gonna do here. He's got Sean at 3 points of damage.
Come on, you gotta make the blue.
He needs to continue pressure. He doesn't want to break that Bez. That Golbez is gonna be troublesome if it breaks. How's he gonna deal with that? He could try and, well, there's a lot of different ways he can do it. Let's see what he does on his main phase 1. He definitely doesn't want to break it. Breaking that's going to cause him a lot of trouble. The problem with ice is that ice doesn't run very wide very quickly. Lightning might, but he's already have an Alcid in play, and that's the main way to get extra guys into play. So he's going to go ahead and play the Black Mage. He's going to choose Amon.
And how much time was the Genesis?
So Amon's power's now been reduced by 4,000. Is he going to use this opportunity with the Black Mage to attack? He doesn't. I don't know if you want to. That Golbez is still a 9k body. And JT passes his turn. That Golbez is blocking him off right now. It's just really, really big. It's giving Sean a lot of time to set up his board. Looks like Sean's entering combat phase. He's going to go ahead and respond by dueling Golbez. He still has Geist and Golbez and Amon out. He's going to attack with the Geist. He's going to block with Sephiroth, both of which are 8k. They're going to trade. This is going to let JT search his deck for another Sephiroth. And he chooses the 4-drop promo Sephiroth to put back into his hand.
Before you go to combat, you can attack. 10 minutes. No, we're just gonna stop it.
It looks like Sean's going to continue on. Not quite sure if he's going to continue with his attack phase. He's going to swing with Amon. Alright, looks like JT's going to take that point of damage. Flips over a White Tiger. And Sean's on the board. He plays into a Renoa. Sean draws. I like that play by Sean. I think that's strong. You're minimizing the opponent's forwards, and then you're also being able to play into your Renoa. The good thing about losing Geist is you can play another one if you draw it, or sometimes a lot of these cards that let you play additional characters, once they've been played, they really hold no value other than just being a body on the field. So at this point, you could just freely swing with them, hopefully to gain some type of an advantage, which is really helpful. So he has that Renoa out, which is really a fantastic card. It's great on offense, it's great on defense, it's fantastic on utility, and it sets up winning board states. So let's see what JT does here. He's going to go ahead and play that Fusoya. And he's going to play Onion Knight. The Fusoya and Onion Knight's going to go ahead and blast his Amon. And so that was a strong play by JT. He's able to get rid of the Amon, which is Sean's tempo play. He's bringing out his own Amon at the same time as bringing out a backup. That is that's a lot of value. That's a lot of progressing your board state to the mid game. You're adding more value that you can get later on, and you're getting rid of value that your opponent has already paid for now. So strong move. Still has to deal with that Golbez, but with the Amon out, he can keep that Golbez from actually doing much of anything. Let's see if he's going to attack into that Renoa. He's going to pass his turn. Sean's going to go ahead and draw his cards. See what he's going to do here. It's an interesting predicament for the board state. He's going to go ahead and attack. He doles it during entering the attack phase. Huh. Okay. That's a very interesting move on JT's end. He's gonna go and play the Devout. I like the Devout play here. There's a lot of value in that Devout right now at Sean's end of the board. He passes his turn to JT. Let's see if JT can continue to add some more pressure. He did 3 points of damage earlier in the match, but he hasn't quite gotten through. He's going to pitch the Odin. He's going to play into the Adia. He's going to go ahead and choose Renoa. So he's going to go ahead and break Renoa. That's going to dull everything that he has on the board. Let's see if Sean's going to go ahead and fanfrit right now, causing him to get rid of one of his guys and breaking his Golbez. Finally, we see the Golbez being broken. Sean's immediately going to go for the Dark Knight, the Onion Knight. The Dark Knight's big now because he's got some damage on him. He goes for the Zidane, which is going to go through everything that JT has on the board. So it's going to put some damage on him. Sean's going to go ahead and draw his cards. He's going to, since everything is dull and he broke it on the turn before, he's going to go ahead and swing, which it looks like. JT's going to take 1 point of damage. Another point puts him at 3. Puts him at 4. He's going to dole and freeze 2 guys. He's going to freeze 2 guys. He can't choose a Dane. He's going to do the Mystic Knight and the Onion Knight. And he's going to swing with the Zidane for a 5th point of damage, putting Sean at 5. Putting JT at 5. How is Sean going to proceed to main phase 2? He's not yet looking at Fatal, but he has to keep in mind that JT has a red mage out, which can give things haste right when it comes in. So he needs to play something that's going to be defensive. Wow, he plays a Renoa, which is going to just stonewall JT's board here. You know, when even if JT uses the Amon to dole the Renoa and get 2 points of damage in, it's not lethal, and he's gonna lose on the backswing. So JT's gonna go ahead and pitch to get Zalera, which is gonna break all of his 2-drop characters, which is Zalera comes in again. We see that Zalera is a huge counter to Golbez because of the things that get picked up after Golbez. So again, the Zalera comes back. He's going to bring in the Sephiroth. He can attack with 3 forwards, putting Sean at 6. Can't attack with that Sephiroth. He uses Red Mage to play the Sephiroth, so he's not going to be able to give it haste. And Sean still has a Renoa left to block.
I get them into Isle Gamers, so we have a lot of good competition.
He's going to go ahead and dole Renoa. He's going to swing with the Dia, flipping over a Shulk, which isn't going to help, and another point of damage, flipping over a Tifa, putting Sean now at 5 life. Both players are at 5 points of damage. He's going to... So we had a Devout being played off turn. You can only play Devout on your turn. So that's the board state here. Does Sean have a different play in mind? Looks like he doesn't. He's going to go ahead and draw his 2 cards. He's looking at fatal damage on the board. That Renoa is not going to be able to block because that's going to get tapped out by, doled out by Amon. So he needs to have another answer here. It's going to Leviathan the Sephiroth. He's going to bring back his Onion Knight. Wow. He's going to swing with his Onion Knight. That is a great Devout. That's got haste. He's going to swing with the Onion Knight. That's going to put JT at 6 points of damage. If he doesn't have an EX burst, he's going to swing with the Renoa, and that is it. He takes that point of damage, and looks like Sean takes it down. It's a great game. Sean was able to come back after seeing the huge board on his looking against him. It's a great play. As you can see, a Golbez deck can get stopped by Zalera. Sean masterfully used the Devout to grab back a haste character because JT overextended into attacking to add some more damage on. He didn't see the Devout play ready to get a haste character back. We mentioned it before. Golbez plays Tifa and Onion Knight who have haste. You really got to be careful on the backswing because if you overcommit on the damage and it's not fatal and you're already close to fatal yourself, you know you're gonna walk into an Onion Knight or a Tifa, and it's really gonna just win you the match, just like it did for Sean. It was an amazing play. He played the Leviathan masterfully to bounce the Sephiroth. He used the Devout to grab an Onion Knight that has haste. He could have used it to grab a Tifa. You know, anything that has haste. Renault's already in. You know, JT's field is doled out. That's 2 points of damage, and that's game. So as you see, there's different ways to play Golbez, and Sean, even after hitting Zalera twice to break all of his forwards, was able to come back through different types of play outside of Golbez. I mean, it's just a strong match. It's a really good match to watch, fun match to commentate. Thank you guys for joining us on this live stream. We're going to take a little bit of break before we come back for the grand finals. So stay tuned while we do the grand finals for our Meta Potion Cicuit event number 2 for Northern California here at Crazy Squirrel in Fresno, California. Once again, I'm JT from the Break Zone, so everyone stay tuned for the grand finals.
All right, so we've got the final table. Sean and Kevin. Sean and Kevin.